Hello, folks. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Steve, and I was diagnosed with liver cirrhosis back in August 2025. It's currently June 2026. I've been living with the disease nearly a year that I've known about it, and I've been hospitalised 4 times since then, largely because of fluid retention. And I finally feel like I'm starting to get that under control, although, I think control is a bit of an illusion when it comes to liver cirrhosis. You can do as much as you can do, but you can't see what's going on inside. So who knows, really? So this will be my last full-length vlog before I go away next week. I did try, as I mentioned yesterday, tried to reset my sleep habits a little bit. Didn't work out too well, so I went to bed about 8 o'clock last night. I woke up about 10:30 when the ex-wife went to bed in the next room. And then I was awake, couldn't get back to sleep, and eventually by about 2 in the morning I felt hungry, so I came downstairs to get something to eat, something a bit starchy to keep me going through till morning. Found out again that the ex-wife had left the windows open in the conservatory and the back of the kitchen door open, which basically gives any oik of a certain size access to our entire house. It's not that I necessarily think that, we live in quite a safe area, so it's not necessarily that I think that anyone is going to break in. It's more about if they do, it invalidates the insurance. So there's no point paying the bloody thing, really, is there? Anyway, that's that. So I'll be glad to get away for a few days and not have to worry about none of that. Also looking forward to spending a bit of time with my son. So, as I've said, we were due to go to Florida when I was first diagnosed, and that never happened. That had been in the planning for a couple of years. So this is like the first time that I sort of felt well enough to take him away. And again, my weight dropped a tiny little bit again last night. All these tiny drops, and there's no like sort of significant rapid weight loss, but all these tiny drops says to me that I'm managing my fluid retention fairly well, not putting too much in me. Excuse me. I'm tired after a bit of a disrupted night. So I've got most of my clothes packed, and I've got my most of my electronics on the side. Obviously, I'll be taking the camera down to do Tooth Talks travel, and I will be on the phone doing some shorts for this vlog. And then we will come back, hopefully, and I'll tell you how all that went. The most important thing, I guess, is making sure I've got all of my medication with me, which I've got a full pack of everything out, and I've got enough to last me sort of tomorrow and Sunday morning when I get up on those days, so I can afford to pack all the medication, and I know that's done. The only thing that I will need to pack, because I've only got the one bottle of it at the moment, is the lactulose. So can't forget that. And then we will be off. So my son lives probably about half-hour drive from me. So Sunday night, I'm going to go down there. I'm staying in a cheap hotel overnight. I got free with points on booking.com. And then Monday morning, I need to get round to his house. He's only just round the corner from the hotel. For 10 o'clock, get down to the train station, which is just the other end of the high street. I've got my antler wheeled suitcase, which I'm hoping will work in place of my cane. So it will sort of like keep me upright and allow me to not feel too dizzy. But I'll have my cane with me so that when I get there, obviously I'm not going to push my suitcase around for a whole week. So I'll have the cane with me so I can get about easier. And yeah, looking forward to not being here. I said the other day, like my life can't just be about sitting here indoors and then going to the hospital and then sitting here indoors and then going to the hospital. I need to do some other stuff as well. So I'll be hopefully doing that this week, and it is with a little bit of trepidation, I suppose, that I go on this journey, because I've had the surety of knowing exactly what food I'm going to eat and everything else for quite a while, and I won't have that while I'm away. I will to a little bit, because we're going to stop at Morrison's on the way there, at which case my rucksack will come out of my suitcase, rucksack on the back, suitcase will be filled up with food for the self-catering place that we're staying, and then that last little leg of the journey, we need to get a cab. So yeah, fingers crossed that it all goes well. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't, but like I said at the beginning of this, you can be confident, but your body might have different ideas. So I will need to punch through this tiredness.
Does this man die?
Sorry. Hit play on, I was watching YouTube just before I came on. So I need to do this for me, and also for my son, but mainly for me to see that I can. And you never know. I might venture a little further afield if this trip goes okay, but I need to know that I'm in a good place before I even set off. So luckily, when I get down to where my son lives, there's plenty of big supermarkets, so I can get some Huel and fresh fruit for dinner on Sunday night, and also for the trip on Monday. Today, funnily enough, I'm going to be trying for the first time ever. Don't get me wrong, I've had them in stuff, but never had them as like an ingredient like I'm doing today. So I'm soaking some chia seeds, and I'm going to put that in some rice pudding later, just to help me with a bit of fibre that's a bit gentler than the bran flakes are. Bran flakes give me a little bit of tummy jip because they are quite aggressive. So yeah, just something that's a little bit softer, but obviously I need to make sure they soak properly for a few hours. Otherwise they'll pull liquid out of my system, and that's not great either. I did have some electrolyte tablet this morning. I haven't had one for a couple of days. just starting to feel like, you know, drinking, but still feeling thirsty. So I figure that was a good time to take one. I will take them with me when I go, but like I say, they are an intervention rather than an everyday thing. So anyway, folks, let's leave it there for today. And yeah, you'll get some shorts from me over the next week or so. And Tooth Talks Travel will start getting the longer form content when I get back and I can do the editing. And I will try and get some longer form vlogs of this done as well. Like I said, I'm really interested to be able to tell you how I got on travelling with this condition, albeit only in the UK. That safety net of knowing that there's a hospital close by enough, you know, that I can get an ambulance if I need one, and that it's not going to cost anything, is incredibly what's the word I'm looking for? It's it's like a safeguard, right? It does make me feel safe. So, but I'm not planning on having to need it. It's a little bit like a condom, though, right? You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That never used to be the case when I was younger, but now I'm the age I am, it's absolutely like that. So yeah, there are plenty of things like that I'd rather have and not need than need and not have. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. Anyway, I've done the same thing that I normally do. I said I was going to wrap this up and then carried on rabbiting on. So be nice, be kind. You never know what folks are going through. And until the next one, laters potatoes, off your pop.